is just going to be a short little chat here. My name is Happy Jones and welcome to my channel. I just finished a video that I just recorded and I'm starting to put things away and I'm looking at the phone and it occurred to me what a marvelous thing our phones today are. They're incredible and I think all of you who are using them realize this. I'm making a videotape here on my iPhone, and sometime and during this week, I have deposited money into my my checking account. I have transferred money from my savings account to my checking account, all on my phone. I have talked to my family members. I have texted them, my family members. If I wanted to, I could even have a FaceTime and talk to them face to face visually. I can edit my video on this phone. In other words, my life is here. I have all my records here. I would be lost without it. I'm so used to it that the few times I left my house without it, I felt very uncomfortable because it's like I lost my connection. It's great when you're driving in a car now, anywhere late at night. You always, if you break down, you always have a phone to call for help. And it didn't used to be that way. So looking at this phone and thinking all of this, it made me think about my first phone. I lived on a farm in Missouri. I think it actually was a part of Missouri called the Ozarks when I was young, and we left when I was about 7 or 8, I think. I'm not sure, but up to that point, I don't remember ever being exposed to a phone or even thinking about a telephone. My first experience with a phone is when we left the farm and we went to my maternal grandmother's in Nebraska City, Nebraska. And I think this was probably around the late 1940s, 1948, 49, somewhere around there. And you picked it up if you wanted to make a phone call, and then you had to click the holder that had the phone. You had to click it up and down, and then the operator would come on. And then you would tell the operator, give me 856 or whatever the number was. And she would do that. Or you didn't remember the number or know the number. You just tell the operator, give me Maggie Smith. I think she lives over on somewhere. And then this was I lived in a town of about 7,000 people, but that operator knew who everybody was. Those operators would find them and they would connect you. When I was a little old, a teenager, when I got old enough to date, sometimes the boys from other towns would come into Nebraska City on the weekend and they'd meet some of the Nebraska City girls. And there were a couple of times the guys had decided they were going to come back to town and they wanted to take me out, but they didn't have my phone number. So they would just call Nebraska City operator and say, give me Happy Batson, which was my maiden name. And I would get a phone call. And you shared also, the phone wasn't just yours, you shared it with another party. They were party lines. And of course, nobody knows about this, but every once in a while I would listen in to another conversation. And they always turned out to be very boring. Nothing exciting went on, but it wasn't enough. But I'm assuming other kids did that too. How could you resist? So the phone has come a long way in my lifetime, and for you people out here, for you, anyone watching here who's young yet, when I think the things in technology I've seen in my age, my years, you've got lots of wonderful things that you're going to see, because the way technology is growing so fast now, it's amazing. I probably won't be here to see all. Well, I know I won't be here at my age. I'm not going to be here 50 years from now probably to see everything that's happened. But the wonderful thing that our phone does today is so far apart from that old-fashioned clicking phone. And you know, the phone didn't change much throughout the years. I think it didn't. I was Actually, I was in my 50s. I think I was in my 50s. By then you had the dial phone, the rotary phone, and I remember the Princess phones, but we really didn't get the fast change until, was it AT&T that was the first phone company, and they had a monopoly? Well, if you ever wonder about what competition does for our economy, our country, just look at the history of the phone, because the minute they broke up that monopoly, everything started changing so fast. We've got these phone companies competing with each other, and they just started changing and growing and getting better and better and better until today. I have this iPhone, there's Android phones that do all these wonderful things. And I'm going off on the phone in a minute because I just was thinking in the 1940s and 50s, television was a miracle. The idea that a movie could be in your house was just something I couldn't conceive. And one day I heard that there was a television in the window in town. And you would find people standing outside on the sidewalk watching this television because they had it turned on and going. And it was just like a miracle. And I think I was 12, maybe 13, 14, I don't know, remember sure, when my mother surprised us one day. We come home and there was a television in the house. And it was this big console with its tiny, I think it was 12-inch a screen. And we would sit there and watch that little thing. It was just fascinating to us. So those of you who are young, you've got a lot of miracles waiting to happen out there throughout your lifetime, and amazing things to see. So that's all I wanted, just to chat today and talk about how memories, I guess this would count as back in my day video, but that's it. I'm gonna wrap it up. Good night.